Now we've got a bit of a gap, you'll see, between positions 11 and 12. There's a gap between 13 and 14. That's where the little Formula Vees will start. I assume they're all starting together. Sometimes they have a break, let the other cars get ahead a little bit.
Yep.
But just see what happens here. Max Bonney, of course, is synonymous with Formula V's as the car's going away. And look at Raper. Raper rocketing up beside the Pratt Holden, coming up into turn 1. The Pratt just in front. Raper in behind him. Raper's as busy as a dog in a butcher shop behind the wheel of that car.
Absolutely.
As they make their way up the straight there. Walker in behind there in a more modern sort of car. That looks like, was that perhaps Phil Randall coming through there in the next car as they go down into turn 3. We're calling it turn 3 for the weekend. The little Cooper, look at the little Cooper in behind Walker, I think that is, as they rocket up towards the big sweeper.
Absolutely.
Formula V's also having a good run as they go up to the sweeper.
Joshua Lowering there in the Formula V. That yellow one car, number 9, heading around. I saw Harold or Bill Roberts there right behind, there he is, in car 71. Makes the dive down the inside, not going to make that stick. Bill's a young chap, bought this car brand new from Alphen way back. And Bill is a man who's won the OBE, as in he is over bloody 80. A very handy man behind the steering wheel, and a lot of much younger drivers behind him. A wily old fox as Bill Roberts knows how to get one of these Formula V's around. Heads up the old back straight, about to make the left-hand turn.
All Pilgrim getting very sideways there in his little car. That's looks a bit like a Stagwellini, but it's not. It's another sort of a car. I can't pick up the name of it straight away, but doing very well indeed as they head up towards the top end of the circuit. And the little V's scurrying around the corner. Young Josh Lowering in amongst that group. He's getting past a little bit. Josh is one of our junior members, and there's a couple of other junior members in amongst that group as well. As we there's young Ross McLaughlin and Dean McLaughlin and young Josh, of course. So around they come. Look, this, as I said, they'll be up with the more modern sort of cars as they go through. That was Simpson in the car 26, being caught up, and they're trying to catch up to the Penrite little Cooper. And,
car 86, beautiful move down the inside of car 26.
It's Fagan in car 2, doing very well there, and the other of the Coopers, the red car. And remember, there used to be absolutely a field full of these Cooper 500s years ago. And 86 getting up through there too. That's the car of Max Bonney we were talking about before. Max is an old wily Formula V driver. Look at the gap he's already made there. Yeah. Fantastic.
He's got a big gap, and he's passed a lot of cars off the...
Here's Dick O'Keefe and Budge having a great dice. The Budge car, of course, with a big 6-cylinder motor, and the little car behind, 99, is Dick O'Keefe with 998cc supercharged BMC motor. Very quick little motor car. Does very well in the short circuit events. Yeah. The long circuit's going to kill him a little bit, but never mind. He's having a great go. Here's the two 500s having their own little dice, along with 26 is there as well. And that's 26 just stuck in front of the Cooper there. That was a very tight little bit of racing there. As,
Brian Simpson
Brian Simpson,
the Cooper, of course. Jap Mark 9.
Well, Brian Simpson, of course, knows all about these Coopers because he has one. He races one quite regularly. So there we go. He's now the Zeph car made a fair bit of input into the next group of cars. They come down through the S's. There's the Penrite car there, and then Dick O'Keefe in behind there, car 47, as I said, the black Zeph car. Very powerful car, but probably lacking a bit in its weight and handling it. So, as you can see, Dick O'Keefe now really getting him to strides with the Zeph car. Paul England, of course, the late Paul England had the Oscar Holden, which had a very similar body to this, or same body, in fact. His car number 5 gets through there. That's the Dean Briggs in the Spectre. Formula V. The little Formula V's are so nimble in the corners, past the other 500, passing Dick O'Keefe
around the outside.
Fantastic stuff.
Great move.
Oh, this is great racing. And the little 500s in there. Or I'd be a bit worried about the 500 sticking behind the Formula Vee, sorry, getting up behind the ZEF car. What a difference in performance. What, 2 point something litres against about 1 if you're lucky with the Volkswagen.
Yeah, what is it Bob Morrow says about the Formula V's?
Old Nick O'Keefe, yes.
You've got 38 horsepower, maybe 40. If you've got any more than that, you're cheating.
You've got 41, you're cheating, that's the way.
Yeah.
Oh, and a bit of lock up there and by the other of the Cooper cars as the rest of the field comes through. So great dicing going in the back. Look at the little Formula V up beside the ZEF car. The ZEF car pulls away, no trouble at all in the long straight as they head up towards the top part of the circuit. The Cooper of the Penrite Cooper just in front and very busy at the wheel. He's busy as a one-arm violin player there.
Formula V has managed to outbrake the ZEF car because probably hasn't got any brakes. Just slid past.
They don't use the brakes too much at all.
No.
Simpson getting gobbled up by some of the Formula V's as well. And the yellow car there, of course, is the car owned by Connor Ryan from Ryan Bus Lines. And Connor used to drive this car, but he's been allowing young Josh Lowry to drive the car. As another nick up the side there of car 56 as they head up onto the old pit straight. And 56.
Formula V's all gathered together coming down into the old turn 1. They all turn to the right.
And 56, of course, is Kevin Peters from New South Wales in the Renmark's Mark 1. A great collection of a variety of brands of Formula V when they were out and around the 70s or thereabouts. There were numerous models of these cars. Elford, of course, being one of the popular ones. Yeah. Renmark and the Marco and all those sort of brands around. And Josh Lowry has a bit of a how do you do up the top there. And
sort of was run out of room there.
Plotty's copybook of that one. He'll write up that in the VHRO newsletter, I'm quite sure. And the rest of the cars make their way around. 56 is still leading this little group. 33 in there, that's one of our younger men, that's Ross McLaughlin. His dad Derek, of course, also a racer, not into this event here today, but
right.
Certainly McLaughlin family are right there. We've got Dean and Ross in this event. They come round the sweeper from up to the top end of the circuit again. There's a bit of a performance difference there between car 6 and car, I couldn't get the other number there, but
can't quite pick it, but quite possibly
12.
Got a better run onto the start there, Ron. And
yeah, car 12.
The start of that straight, and it's all about your the speed onto the straight will affect your speed down the straight, and therefore your lap times. Quite a bit of understeer there from the Penrite Special as he comes through onto the old start-finish straight. Beautifully presented car. Look at that aluminium shine.
My shares in Silvo go up every time that car comes onto the track. It gets quite a polish up. It has been residing just recently in the Penrite Museum, of course, at Garage 88 in Lewis Road in Wantirna. So it gets put on show down there with the Penrite cars. And lovely photographs of the late Mark Diamond driving the car too. Oh, look at number 5, ducking in there on the ZEF car again.
Yeah.
He's done it again, car 5, Dean Briggs again. Oh, and he's just got past again. Oh my dear, I get dizzy doing this as they come up through the cleavage end of the circuit. Not sure what we're calling it this weekend.
Onto the old back straight.
Yeah, and down they go again.
47's managed to hold him out, so now it's the battle of 2 Formula V's as they come up that back. Ooh, car 15, that's which is Max Pegram, has managed to have a misdemeanor.
Just looking across at the timing screen, Graham Rager, a 5-second penalty.
Ooh.
Not quite sure why, but we don't get to know that until later on.
We'll find out later on over a cup of tea, maybe.
He did seem to make a fairly good start, if you might remember.
He did.
He was, because he's still lying second place. We've sort of lost track of the leading cars, which is Randall, Raper and Bonnie. And that's Max Bonnie is 3rd in the Formula V.
Which is an excellent result.
Absolutely.
And it's not as if they're trudging around on a sloppy track with not able to use their horsepower, because there's a bit of grip out there now. Formula V's are just an amazing little car. These two guys are still at it.
See,
it's a quicker line through the corner, but the 47's able to pull away, heading up into the sweeper.
comes from a long way, Budge. He comes from Fish Creek. Down that way is a long way from, not exactly just round the corner, is it?
No.
It's a long way away, so, but always puts on a reasonably good show. There's the little car 5 getting through there again. And the Formula Vee ducking down the inside.
He's trying to figure out what he can do to get past and stay in front of car 47.
Not on the straightaways here. The 2.5 litre does pull away from a 1 litre, if it's a 1 litre car. Very good down there. So
Yeah,
good race for these
1200
cars.
cc's, if I remember correctly, the Formula V.
One lap
We're on
remaining.
final lap, so Randall out in front clearly with Raper positioned in position 2, but he's got that 5-second penalty which will put him back. And we've got Bonnie, Bowden, Walker, Strauss, Fagan, Cosser, Budge and Briggs bringing up the 10.
Yeah, Dick O'Keefe just out of the 10. He's normally a little bit further up. Look at Randall go. Beautiful he car.
Absolutely.
Car number 9.
Wouldn't you like that in your shed, Ron?
Well, I'd like it to have it out on the track, to be honest with it. I wouldn't have it in the shed for too long. It's a Chevron B14. So real traditional racing car of, around about the 1968, 69 vintage.
They're around, yeah. Beautiful car.
So he's heading well and truly 3-4 seconds ahead of everybody else. He's done the fastest lap of the 140.2, and he's only had to do a 142 to sort of keep out in front.
Yeah. So he's heading down the back straight, and be no time and he'll be across the finish line with that clear lead. He's got over 8.5 seconds lead. Raper. Well, actually, Raper may still hold second spot because there's another 15 seconds through to Bonnie. So even with that 5-second penalty, he may still hold second spot.
A good win there to Randall, but the dice still going on.
Still
at the back
going
here.
on with these guys.
500 and Budge and the Zeph car. Looked like a little bit of dampness down the end of the track there.
Yeah, some of the corners on the inside will hold the moisture, and that's be a bit wary of that if you haven't been out for a while and it's been wet early on. You'll come back out thinking it's all dry.
Fagan doing it well, a little 500 up against the Zeph car, and they head round the top end of the circuit. This will be the run down onto the finish straight, and he just rockets away, handling, of course, a beautiful little car to handle going through here. And look at Bonnie stuck in behind the Zeph car, won't get him across on the straight, and got the Dick O'Keefe there as well as the starter and finishing people getting quite excited about the whole event. As we watch the next group, this will be the Formula V group coming through.
Will,
and car
Harold Roberts is in 71, so a bit of a challenge from behind, but I don't think there's enough drafting going on there for that to be able to take place, and no, there wasn't.
I think young...
We've got a replay coming up. So here we go. Harold Roberts looked like he pinched a brake. Spin from car number 4.
That's Shane White.
Shane White gets underway again. A P plate on the back of that car. So he's a new competitor to circuit racing. And just goes to show you can become a new competitor in a very old car and an old category and an old race and for old people. And
absolutely.
Oh, no, hang on.
Oh, great run. Well, thanks to Penrite for that event number 8 there, the high performance oils for everyday engines. And thanks to Margaret Diamond and the Diamond family for helping us put on this event. They're always one of the big sponsors of any event we go to. And if you've got a chance, it's not actually open to the public yet, but car clubs are being invited down to Garage 88 at 88 Lewis Road in Montuna. They have a beautiful display of some of the cars there. They bought the George Hettrell collection, which includes the big Bugatti and the Mercedes-Benz and the lovely motor cars they've got down there and the big Aston Martins. So worth a venture down there. I've had a couple of functions down there, and our Wednesday lunch guys, through the generosity of Penrite, have been allowing us to use that area for our lunch on a Wednesdays, as our club rooms aren't yet ready to to be filled. So thank again to Penrite. Thanks, guys.
And a big thank you to Blendline TV for bringing this to the internet for us. Had a message earlier on from someone who's usually on commentary with us, Ron, Peter Shea. So a bit of a shout out to Peter. He's not doing all that well at the moment with his health, so he's looking to be back on track shortly.
Lazing back up there, and probably a fairly cool East Warburton, I can tell you.
Yeah.
He's not far off Mount Donabuang, just where he lives. So up there with his alpacas and a few deer that float around the place. So all the best to you, Peter, if you're listening on. Okay, we'll just have a bit of a break till the next event.
Thanks, Ron.
We've always had a few cars. They're all special. The T-Bird.
Oh, that's mine.
The Combi for when we want to get away. The XR8.
It's going to be a classic.
They're all insured with Shannon's,
We've also got Shannon's Home and Contents cover.
which helps protect our automotive collectibles, tools and memorabilia in the home and garage. If you're motoring enthusiasts like us, it's got to be.
Shannon's.
Shannon's, insurance for motoring enthusiasts. Call 13 46 46 for a quote.
We all agree now is the right time to start making choices to support Aussie businesses, supporting Aussie families and communities. Well, from their humble beginnings in Melbourne nearly 100 years ago, Penrite now sit as a truly respected global lubricants brand across automotive and industry. And the best bit, it's still 100% owned by an Aussie family that employs Australians in Australian factories right here on Aussie dirt.